Hey yo, happy Monday. It's a girl that just charm. Let's start your week on a high note. It's Crime and Conviction Day, so let's get into it. Listen, I've been on a roll with these lottery cases and I was thinking, why not do another lottery case, right? So while I was researching, I found something really interesting. It's not quite a true crime case, but I think you guys will forgive me because it's really interesting. And I think it's probably gonna be a short one anyways. So today we'll be talking about someone who won millions of dollars, but she wasn't smart with her earnings and she made some really stupid choices. Now, what would you do if you won the lottery? You can leave that answer right down in the comment section. Marie Holmes was a 26-year-old woman with 4 children. She worked 2 jobs. Some sources said she worked 5, trying to support these kids. One of her children had been recently diagnosed with cerebral palsy and she had to leave her job to take care of her child. She was struggling as it was, but this was some added stress and the bills were piling up. In February 2015, Marie bought a lottery ticket and then she headed home. After the draw that afternoon, she saw that her numbers played for a $564 million lottery win. She said that she almost had a heart attack when she checked her ticket and saw that her numbers were played. Because there was 2 other winners that day, she got a third of the lottery prize, which was $188 million. Still a whole lot of money. Instead of taking yearly payments for 30 years, she decided to take a lump sum, which was $127 million, and after taxes, it was $87.9 million. Again, still a lot of money. She had big plans for the winnings. She was going to put some money into her children's trust fund so she could send them to school. She was going to give to charities. She was going to give to the church. She was going to buy her mother a house and herself a house. She also was going to finish her college degree. She said that even though she won all this money, she wasn't going to spoil her children because she wanted them to know the value of money. She moved out of her trailer into a $350,000 home in a gated community that was predominantly white. This wasn't the easiest transition for her because many persons in the community thought that she didn't belong there and they started to harass her. So her dream home kind of turned into a dream nightmare. So she won all of this money and it was something very public, and family and friends started to call her to tell her about their financial situations and of course ask her for money, and she would give. Now at this point in time, she had a boyfriend, Lamar McDowell, and they met when she was working at McDonald's and she was living with her mother and her 3 children. Eventually a relationship sparked. She moved out with her kids, moved in with him, and they had a child together. He was in jail when she bought her lucky ticket, but soon after her winnings came through, she bailed him out on a $3 million bond. She moved him into her $350,000 home. She bought him a $15,000 Rolex, and of course there were more gifts to come. She got him clothes, she got him a car, and she helped him to establish an auto repair business. Lamar didn't stay out of trouble, and in July of that year he was arrested once again. With this arrest, Marie was also arrested. Police had visited their home because Lamar violated the curfew requirements that came with his bond, and when they went to the home, Marie was charged with possession of marijuana. There were 2 other adults in that house and they got arrested as well, and all this took place in front of Marie's children. She bailed him out for the second time, this time costing her $6 million. You would think that Lamar would stay out of trouble and not get arrested again, but nope, you thought wrong. Lamar got arrested a 3rd time, and this time the cost of his freedom was $12 million. It's rumored that the courts knew who Marie was, and that's why his bail was set so high. This actually made it to the papers, and the headlines would bash Marie for the amount of money that she spent on her boyfriend's bail. Lamar spoke up and defended his girlfriend's spending by saying He is a father of their youngest child, and this is what people do for each other. She has the money, so she can do whatever she wants with it. He also wanted to clarify that even though his bail money totaled $21,000, Marie paid about 10% of that amount. Marie grew up in a strong Christian home, and she had always learned to give 10% of your earnings to the church. So that's exactly what she did. Around $700,000 went towards the church. This offering caught the attention of a pastor called Kevin Matthews. Now, Pastor Matthews, who had no connection to the family before the lotto winnings or the offerings, told Marie that God had led him to her. Marie opened her doors, and he would often come to the house and minister to them. He also tried to counsel Lamar so Lamar could make positive changes and live a better life. Pastor Matthews wanted to build a retreat, and he asked Marie to donate $1.5 million. Now, he claimed that she agreed verbally, but there was nothing done in writing. Anyways, because she promised, he went ahead and started to build this retreat with his own money. When he went to her for this money, she was very confused, and she asked, "What money?" So Pastor Matthews took to the papers and said that he's planning to sue her for $10 million. It's speculated that he arrived at this figure by calculating 10% of her initial winnings, but he didn't think about the taxes that was deducted, and 10% of her earnings that was initially given to the church was $700,000. And the other thing is, even if she promised him $1.5 million, why was he suing for that amount? His claim was because of the emotional distress and the mental stress. He had to start taking medication for depression and anxiety. The public really didn't take this article well. They thought that the pastor was very money hungry, and he was targeting this innocent, God-fearing woman, which in my opinion he was. And we don't know if he went through with the lawsuit, because that's where everything starts and stops. There was no paperwork, nothing in the courts related to this lawsuit, nothing. Moving on from that stage in her life, she was hit with more bad news because she found out that her boyfriend was cheating. There were many rumors that this man was taking Marie's money to, one, pay off mistresses to keep quiet, and two, giving the money to females in exchange for sexual favors. She was in a lot of emotional distress, and she even appeared on the TV series Ayanla Fix My Life. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this woman's name right. During the episode, it was discovered that Maria's mother was the one that gave her the lotto numbers, but her mother said that these numbers weren't random. They were revealed to her in a dream. She doesn't regret giving her daughter the lottery numbers. She's glad that her daughter won, and she wanted her daughter and her grandbabies to have a better life. We also learned that Lamar got arrested again, and he was going to jail on drug charges for 7 years. Now, can you believe it? This woman took her money and bailed this man out 3 times, $21 million. And he's going back to prison. Now, that's what we call a bad investment. Now, after all of this reckless spending, she finally took her money to do something very positive, and she invested in her foundation, the Holmes Foundation, that helps underprivileged children. Now, you guys think that's where the story ends, but nope. Marie's boyfriend Lamar is actually suing her from prison. He claims that she gave away more than $1.4 million worth in cars, jewelry, clothes, and property, which were all gifts to him. The purchase of a $250,000 vehicle and his auto repair business was actually in Marie's name, so technically it wasn't Lamar's. In 2016, when he was preparing to go to jail, he gave Marie, who was now his fiancée, power of attorney to take care of his personal assets while he was incarcerated. She gave birth to their second child while he was in prison, but in August 2017, she left him. Their contact became less frequent, and eventually Lamar heard from a friend that she was dating someone else, and that is when he decided to sue her. Lamar's lawyers claim that Marie failed to act open and honestly when she secretly gave away his property. Now, she already had power of attorney, so even though they weren't together anymore, that responsibility should not have stopped. He is demanding compensation for the assets as well as punitive damages. I'm not seeing an update as it relates to the whole lawsuit against Marie, but Lamar will be out of prison in 2023, so I'm guessing he can deal with things himself when he gets out. Now, that is all I have for you guys, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because there was so many wrong things that were done, and I know that you guys have opinions on it. I know that it's not exactly a crime and conviction video because no crime was committed. Well, Lamar committed a crime, but we're not talking about him, and there was no conviction. But I don't know where exactly this video would fit on my channel. I think it's more Monday-y. Can I say that? Monday. Anyways, guys, so Marie said that she regrets winning the lottery, and that's really sad because when someone wins $87.9 million, you would imagine that they would have happy like a lamb. But she made some really bad choices. Bailing out her man 3 times, $21 million. I'm sorry. And she said that she didn't want to spoil her kids, but ended up spoiling this man because this man was spoiled. But either way, I'm not seeing an update on Marie now, but I'm glad that at the end of the day she was a little bit smart and invested her money into something that could help the community. So guys, that's it from me. Remember to like, share, subscribe. My social media links are down there in the description box along with my sources. They're all linked down there if you guys want to go and read up on this interesting story. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. Palsy. One of her children had been recently with this. Say it already, but not say it again.